Hello, welcome to April 3rd, 2023. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation video. This video and exercise is something that I do every morning just after waking up. It's now 4:36 a.m. I do this in order to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use this time to think about the last 24 hours, including my sleep last night, to see how I did with any challenges and opportunities, and to plan for the coming day. All right, let's get started. Feeling a little out of sorts this morning. Had a tough time on Friday with a panic attack that occurred that left me unsettled. I took the rest of the day off after that, which was all right because I had had a very productive morning before the incident, and I'm well caught up on everything. So I go into the Monday caught up. That usually I'm not comfortable on a Monday if I feel like the Monday is going to ambush me as it starts, and I don't think that's the case. But I do feel unsettled because I have meetings that will involve the same circumstance that caused me to have that incident. In fact, it'll be on steroids today. That I have ideas about how I can think my way through, but I don't feel confident in those. I'd rather just run away, but that's not an option at this point. Something that I did do over the weekend, though, was I decided a retirement date, which is going to be December 16th, 2024, 20 months out, something to steer towards, guide my ship towards. I know, life is challenging in every season, and getting past the things that are challenging now will just yield new ground, new seas, right? Where there'll be waves and winds and storms and pirates, perhaps. But it might be better, though. Might be better without this. It's this current level. I don't even mind if I continue working. It's just this kind of the way that I'm working now. This being in the IT world, it's just too much for me anymore. IT, and it's just, job where I have to dress like this. That's what I mean. I'm just done with that. Don't worry, I'll keep on doing a good job, but at what cost? Time is short. Otherwise, yesterday was a fine day. Good day off with Yumiko. We had a nice morning. We went out to have a nice lunch together. It was our anniversary, our 31st anniversary. Ambushed us both. We had ice cream, and we went for a nice walk with the dogs. I did go for a swim in the ocean, which was nice, brief as it was. I hope to do it again today. Let's do a good life. My 7 objectives are: to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to never ever multitask. Well, that's the same thing. Now, my principles are 34. Number 1 is the principle of war. Number 2 is the principle of reason, which I'm very excited about because I'm going to begin exploring as of yesterday. Yesterday I finished, one of the things I did do yesterday is I finished the last of the stories in this book by John Peter Jacobson, Dutch author, 19th century. 5 stories in here. I finished them, and wow, what a whopper of a writer, particularly with the story Niels Lehr. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, which I now rank as probably the best story I've ever read. But now I finished that, and I've moved on to Immanuel Kant, who I've learned that's not the proper pronunciation, but if you pronounced Kant correctly, you would be thrown in Facebook jail. I learned interesting reading his Critique of Pure Reason. This is the second time for me to try this. I did try it once before. It's a whopper of a book. Look at this. And it's the way that is described in the introduction is it takes about 2 sentences to reach cruising altitude, and it remains there throughout the duration of the book. But I really want to read it. I really want to try that. And it also, the description described that many people are dissuaded from the book after the second page. They don't even make it very far. Also it described, and I think it tongue-in-cheek, it said that some people have been driven to be nearly suicidal over the book. It's that hard to read and that bleak in its atmosphere of bleak in what it leaves you with, right? It's one of the, it's one of the instruments that is sometimes used against superstition and religion. I don't know if it's deliberate, though. Reading what I have so far about Kant, I'm reading his biography at the start. I'm only a little ways through. I don't think that was his aim necessarily, but he did see reason as the instrument of better understanding of the world. And here's a quote here that I'll read. No, it's not a quote. It's a quote from the introduction. It says, Kant believed, I still won't say it right. Kant believed that there is no greater self-realization for human beings than to live according to self-imposed values, thereby rising above the constraints of nature and reaching our destination in a realm of culture. That's why I'm excited about this, because I'm hoping to distill this to help me with my second principle, the principle of reason, so that I can round that and flesh that out, if that is as important as Kant seems to imply. There, I said it. 3, homunculus. 4, the anchor hold. 5, purpose. 6, atomic principle. The principle of nature. The pirate ride. Maturity. The social principle. Family. Temperance. Life will not go well. The horror show. That which must be born. The home of good and evil. The best seat in the house. Distraction. Agency in the great indifference. The restless man. The path of wildness. The great life adventure. The risk of avoiding risk. The season of philosophy. Script writing. The bullseye aim. The uphill climb. Arena and utility. Nothing is enough. And the principle of fun. No, I missed 1 or 2 in there. I always do when I go fast. Anyway, my plan for today is to finish this, upload this, type out my words, read another chapter of the Bible, edit 1 page of Freeway Bible Study, go over and feed the dogs, walk the dogs, or let them out at least, and start my day in earnest. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do my work well. I'm going to breathe deeply through the difficult parts. Keep my eye on that retirement date, December 16th, 2024. It's good to have things to look forward to. I feel the same feeling, having picked that date, I feel the same feeling that I felt when we booked our tickets to go to Japan. It was a nebulous decision. We just decided to do it. Glad we did. Boy, I'm glad we did. And now I'm glad we picked the date, and I can speak the date. Because it's a little nerve-wracking to imagine, bringing my professional life to an end. The life that has sustained us these last 10 plus years. I'll focus on that. Focus on a good day. Focus on a just and reasonable and virtuous day. And with that, let's begin. Be safe but not too safe. And with that, my life is done, if not finished. See ya.